just talk about some of the financial fundamentals that every household should know, you know, and how we help. So we are basically a group of financial professionals who work together for this financial education and to design solutions for everyone. So I will quickly go through these quick fundamentals within next 15-20 minutes, and then we can talk specifically about certain strategies. So, everyone is busy in earning money. So these are just different phases of life. Um, so in the young age, we are in the accumulation or earning phase. Here, our priorities are different. So we save money so that it can grow without any losses. So we want to avoid any losses in the middle so that we can build up a wealth during this phase. And then we will enter into a retirement phase, which is the distribution phase, where in our priorities will be a little different, but we want to plan it in such a way that during this distribution phase, our wealth never finishes. Like we should have a pension like recurring income that will be everlasting, right? So that is the goal. So with that goal, let's talk about few things in this planning, how to do that planning. So financial planning at the high level is to understand the risks at every age and then to mitigate it ahead of time, right? So financial planning is nothing but a risk mitigation plan for every age. So when we say every age, let's talk quickly about the risks. So in the young age, so this line is depicting our responsibility towards the family. So in the young age, we all have a risk of dying too soon, right? What if something happens to us? There have lot of incident in the recently, lot of accidents, lot of other unplanned incidents happen, and if something happens to us, then our family needs to continue their current lifestyle without getting much impacted. That is, we need to ensure that part. So that risk of dying too soon can be mitigated if we calculate that how much family needs, and we can transfer all this risk to the insurance company, right? So for example, in the young age, if something happens to us, then family needs to pay the mortgage, the kids' education, certain other debts, maybe car loan, etc. And they need a consistent income for at least 10 to 20 years, right, to maintain the lifestyle. So if we add up all this number, then this much insurance we should have in the young age. So this is a risk mitigation plan, basically. If we have the insurance, insurance is a risk mitigation plan, but insurance strategy should be such that in the old age, this line is going down. So in the old age, we don't need that much insurance. So in the old age, what we need is whatever we have paid to the insurance company in the young age, if that money can come back to us with interest, then that is called a good insurance strategy, right? So we will talk more about that. Similarly, this line, it is going from down to up, right? So in the young age, we are saving, and without any losses, we want to build our wealth so that in the old age, we can have a recurring pension like income that we continue to withdraw, and it should, even if we live up to 90, 95, 100, that money should not finish. So that is the priority. And we want to minimize the taxes, and also we need to plan that how to transfer our legacy in the old age to the next generation without any impact. So this is our priority for our investments. We will talk a little bit more about this. So basically, if you see age wise, there is, risk, different kind of risk at every stage of life. So we spoke briefly about risk of dying too soon. In the old age, there is a risk of living too long. They say that what if we outlive our savings? So I know like people who are close to 60s or 65, they have $1 million or even $2 million in their 401k, but they're still worried. They are telling that once we start withdrawal, it depletes very fast, and when it depletes, then what, they don't have peace of mind that what if they outlive their savings. So that risk is always there. So then in the middle age, there is a risk of disability. And also we need to plan certain documents, the estate planning basically, like will, testament. We will talk briefly about that as well. So if we die without that, that is again a big hassle to the family. So at every stage of life, we need to cater these risks, right? While catering this risk, we briefly spoke that we need to increase our wealth in a consistent fashion without getting entangled in any losses. So where do people mostly invest their money, their hard-earned savings? Either they keep it in bank. The problem is it is safe, but it cannot beat inflation. The interest rate is very low. Then they put it in stock market. So stock market is very unpredictable and very risky. So our hard-earned assets for retirement, we cannot put all of that in stock market. Similarly, real estate is good, but real estate in US also have ups and downs. So that is also unpredictable. And in the old age, if some people plan that they will live off the rents, so tenants have a lot of headaches as well, right? So tenant headaches and all that. So we will talk about that. So that also we need to plan. So now briefly we were talking about stock market. So see, economy, US economy always grow through the cycles, right? So in 90s, this is the chart of 90s stock market. So it was looking great because it was economy was in the expansion phase. Everything was going good, but when people see anything like this, they put in a lot of money into stock market. And then we enter into consolidation phase of US economy. So then almost about 12, 15 years, market didn't move much. It came down, up, but money didn't grow much during that consolidation phase. And now we have just seen in last couple of weeks, the one more consolidation phase, the signals are pointing that one more consolidation phase will begin, So next few years, market will be very sluggish in nature. So during that phase, how to grow our money, that part we will discuss today. So we were talking about all this risk, right? So another risk of old age is that what if we enter into disability or we become sick in the old age? So many people plan their retirement, they pay off their home, but they don't plan for big expenses like nursing home expense or assisted living expense, which is like $43,000 per year or $82,000 per year. So when people are hit with such a big expense in the old age, their retirement planning go for a toss. So planning for disability is also equally important. So you see that there are a lot of areas where this planning is needed, So during this planning, we have come together as a group of people who learn all these strategies ourselves. First, we do our own financial planning, and then we help our friends and other family members. So the thing is, if you go to Merrill Lynch or Charles Schwab, they don't design a wholesome financial plan for you, mitigating all the risks, right? In this risk mitigation plan, there is a concept of building a strong financial house. This house have foundation of protection using the insurance, life insurance, and using the estate planning, right? So we need to first of all build a strong foundation, devote little time on building a strong foundation. Many people realize the importance of insurance and estate planning, but they keep postponing and keep it in their bucket, which is like to-do list, but they never get on to that, right? So that building of foundation is very important. And we will we invite you to join our group of this financial knowledge. We call it like a financial knowledge club, wherein the two pillars of the houses will be built with a solid foundation. So two pillars are, one is the knowledge. So you will gain by associating with us a lot of financial knowledge, that how to build this strong financial house. What should be the strategy for your insurance? What should be the strategy for minimizing taxes? What should be the strategy for planning a everlasting pension like retirement income? Once you have all that knowledge, then we will help you to take action also with the help of top rated companies, you know. So I will just pause for a minute if anyone has any questions so far. You can unmute yourself and then ask. Okay, if not, I will continue. Okay, so we spoke about all these risks. Now let's talk a little bit about this estate planning. You know, it is very important. So what happens is that we keep on focusing on building the wealth, but we devote very little time in planning that how it will grow and how it will be passed on to the next generation, right? So there have been incidents that in California, there was a couple, they went out late night, they were coming back and they met with an accident. So they were not having will and estate planning done. They had minor kids. So as per California state law, the judge decided that kids will be sent to the foster care home. And they were living with grandparents. So even though parents were living in the same house, but parents were kicked out of the house because there was no will, and parents' name was not there on the title. So then the house was liquidated, and there was a probate process. Attorneys made their money, and whatever was left, that was kept in a escrow account to pay for the foster care home. So basically, it was a lot of mess just because the will document was missing, right? If there would have been a proper will, then kids' custody could have been given to the grandparents, and grandparents could have stayed in the house, you know. So all this mess was created because the couple didn't devote time to plan for the risk mitigation, to plan by means of creating the will. So will, along with, then there's a probate process. When this husband and wife, if spouse is survived, then it is okay, because usually as per Texas law, husband wife both name is there on the house, and most of the places, most of the accounts, wife will be as a beneficiary, defined as a beneficiary. But if both passes away, then assets are frozen by the state government, and there's a whole process of probate during which there's a legal course of action, and it is little bit expensive also. So time and money, it costs both. It takes 6 to 9 months, and then it costs maybe 10 to 12% of the total wealth that is in question, right? So to avoid this, certain documents needs to be created. First important one is the will. In the will, you will define the guardian of your children, you will define the executor, you will define the beneficiary, how the assets will be distributed, etc. Along with the will, we also recommend during this planning phase to all the family members to have at least a power of attorney, so that in case something happens to you, your spouse can sign on your behalf, you're traveling, and your spouse can do certain financial transaction. Then there are three important medical documents also which we help our associates to create. First one is the living will declaration. It is also called advance directive. This is, in case something happens to you, you go to coma and you are not able to take decision on, like, if you are put on the artificial respiration or some medical instruments for life support, then you can write in living will that, if I am on life support for more than 60 days, I allow the doctors to take off the plug or something like that. Otherwise, it is very difficult for our loved ones to take that decision. Similarly, there is a healthcare surrogative designation document wherein you give power to your spouse to define, to take the medical decisions on your behalf, right? So this is called health care power of attorney. So if you are not able to take decision, doctors will listen to your spouse only if you have this document. And then last one is the HIPAA authorization. This is doctor will be able to share your medical information with your spouse only if you have this document. Otherwise, doctors will take all the decisions about your health. So I'm pausing for a question. Any questions so far?
So Anil, I have a question about the will preparation. Is it through net law, and how much it costs for the members and non-members? You know.
Yes. So actually, we right now there is a promotion. So NetLaw have different packages. So one package, which is essential package, which is only $400, and it is buy one get one free right now. So if you have two friends, basically, like you and your friend can buy together one package, and one package will be free. And one package is good for one family, meaning it takes care of both husband and wife, all the 5 documents. So basically it will only cost $200 each to
Thank
two
you
families.
very much.
Right? So we will guide you with that. Plus, if you associate with us, so I'm sorry, who asked this question? Is that?
This Tarun.
Okay, Tarun. So Tarun, like once you associate with us, you become part of the group, you get further more discounts on top of that as well. So basically what we are emphasizing is that we are a group of professionals who wanted to learn about the basic financial information to survive and to thrive in America, right? We don't want to be dependent on somebody else like Charles Schwab or Merrill Lynch, because those people we have seen, they don't give us a wholesome solution, and a lot of the time they try to put our money only in the stock market. So we as a group of associate, we teach about all these information, financial education, how to design the good life insurance strategy, how to put your IRA money to work in such a way that it grows with zero risk and it leads to a lifelong pension like income, you know. And we discuss various other things, that stock market we discuss that what is a good strategy for mortgage, is it 15-year mortgage or 30-year, how to pay off your home in a short time. So all these strategies we discuss as a group, and we will invite you also to become part of the group and learn, and then we will help you to give all the solutions for yourself also. So coming back to our topic, financial planning for peace of mind is basically, we initially spoke about all the risks. So to mitigate those risks, for example, risk of dying too soon, we need a good life insurance strategy. For mitigating the risk of living too long, we need a very good retirement planning. And we need disability and college education planning. And fourth thing we spoke briefly is estate planning. Once a family do all of these four things, then we say that this family is financially planned. At least their bases are covered, meaning in the concept of the financial house. So at least their financial house is built properly, with a strong foundation, right? So that is what our goal is, to help build strong financial house for all the families that associate with us. And so we give solution in all of these four areas, in life insurance planning, retirement planning, disability planning, college education planning, and estate planning. And while designing those solutions, we also take care of the tax planning. So there are basically three buckets, that you common household have. One is the tax now bucket, wherein you earn money every year and you pay taxes every year. Second, people know about 401k, which is like or IRAs. This is tax deferred bucket, right? And third is the tax advantage bucket, meaning here your money will grow. Tax advantage, how it is different than tax deferred, that in tax advantage you put after tax money, something like Roth IRA, and that money will grow, and all the money, which even your growth, will be tax free when you withdraw. So we teach people how to take advantage of this strategy, which IRS has given to certain financial instruments, right? So we take advantage of both of these strategies, tax deferred as well as tax advantage. So very high level, during this wealth building formula, wealth building process, our wealth is equal to savings plus rate of return plus time, and minus taxes and minus inflation. So in this formula, we help with getting or driving a consistent rate of return and with minimal taxes. So if we can get a good rate of return with minimal taxes, then our wealth will build in a nice manner. Because in this equation, time and inflation is not much in our control. But where we can help is to have a consistent rate of return with minimal taxes. Okay. So we teach people that how to invest, so that there are four important qualities of investment, basically, that you can drive a consistent growth with zero risk, with some tax advantages, and with legacy transfer, very easy legacy transfer, so that whatever is your assets can be transferred to next generation without even going through the probate process. So let's talk about our hard-earned money. So let's say you save even $500 a month, right? Now, what are the important qualities when you think about investment? So your investment, you will say that I want to have a consistent growth for my hard-earned money, and I want zero risk. And when I need money, I need liquidity, and preferably I should not pay tax every year, like on the dividend, on the profits. Like in stock market, if you invest, you have to pay taxes every year, unless it is in 401k. And you need tax-free withdrawal. If possible, then we need our growth to be tax-free. So then we need, this money should be in such a place where it is protected against the lawsuits. Legacy transfer is very easy. The tax-free death benefit should be the tax-free, means all the money that I have saved should be going to the next generation without any taxes. And if possible, there should be some disability benefit. In case I cannot earn, I should be able to withdraw as a disability benefit from that investment. So 401k, stock market, rental homes cannot give you all of this. For example, liquidity is quite questionable in rental homes, right? Or tax-free withdrawals is questionable in rental homes. Safety in US, the rental market, real estate also goes down. So it is not that it is zero risk. So there is a risk involved here. So we will show you the strategy where all of these will be positive, meaning we will give you a solution using fixed index strategy where you will have a consistent growth with zero risk, with liquidity 100%, tax deferred growth, tax-free withdrawal, protection against lawsuits, legacy transfer easy, and tax-free death benefit, plus disability benefit. All these will be tick marked for this solution. So how do we drive that solution? This last concept I will quickly go through, that while designing all the solutions that we spoke about, that we design solution related to, we have discussed that we design solution related to all these areas, right? Insurance, retirement planning, disability, etc. So all these solution we design using a strategy called fixed index strategy. So let me quickly devote 2 minutes on this strategy. So how it works is people only know about investing in banks where they get return, consistent return, but very small return in a straight line, but the growth is very small. Or they know the variable strategies, for example, stock market, gold, etc., where money goes up and down and it has a risk of losing as well. So third is way of investment is the index strategy, where your money will be linked with indexes, stock market indexes like Merrill Lynch index or S&P index, etc., in such a way that if market goes up, your money will go up, but if market goes down, your money will stay the same. You will never lose money because you will have a floor of 0%, meaning you will never get negative return. So these companies, wherever we invest, they define a cap and a floor. So usually cap will be more than 10%, so it will be 11% or 13%, and floor will be 0%. So let's say this is the real data from last 20 years. So let's say two friends, when they invested, in 97, both invested 100K. One kept his money in 401K, where his money went up and down, and it came down below his principal twice, during this process. Whereas the other gentleman, he invested in fixed index strategy, where the cap was defined and floor of 0% was defined. So what it means is, then year 2000, 2001, 2002, when market went down, he got 0%. So he never got negative returns, So his money grew up like this green line. 2-year market went up, index went up, so 2-year money went up. Then when market was down 3 years, his money remained the same, because 3-year he got 0% return. And then market index started going up from this point, and his money started going up from this point. So his money will either go up or it will stay the same. It will never come down. So in this strategy, we can drive a consistent 6 to 9% compound interest. So this is another positive, that it is a compounded annually return. Meaning in year 2007, when they gave 3.53%, it is on 183, not on 100K. So it is compounded annually. So you see that in 20 years, stock market would have gone up to 263, but this money has gone in the same period to 425. Right? So this strategy will easily beat the stock market. So you can see that this picture is actually pretty good to have a good understanding, that usually people say that more the risk, more is the reward. Meaning in IPOs and mutual funds, 401K, there is more risk. So reward is also more. Real estate have less risk, less reward. Bonds have less risk, less reward. Banks have zero risk, but very little reward. Now, index strategy is very close to the bank from the risk perspective, because we have defined a floor of 0%. You never lose money. So that is why it is very close to the banks. But from return perspective, we have seen that we can beat the stock market. So we are more than, return is more than stock market. So where else can you find a strategy with minimal risk and such high return? So this strategy is very low risk and very high return. So let me pause for any questions about this strategy.
So what's the risk on this index fund? I mean, I'm sure there is some clause which shows that there's a risk.
So company gives you contract in writing, only risk I can see is if US economy collapse and market keeps on going down and you keep on getting 0%. That is one. Or if the company goes bankrupt, right? The company goes out of business. But that will not happen, because these companies, so we design solution based on the top rated A+ companies. Okay, so all these companies like Allianz, AIG, and Lincoln Financial Group, John Hancock, etc. These are all A+ rated companies, and most of them are like 90-year, 100-year plus old, and very high assets, and these are closely monitored by government. And their assets, they're required to keep their assets in the safe government bonds and municipal bonds and other places. So more than 90% of their assets are safe in the bonds. So very little, they are not allowed to play in stock market or any other risky assets. So that is why I say that there is no other risk other than this, that company can go bankrupt. But
and the cap, is it you have to decide when you want to cap the highs and the lows?
No,
or do
it is the
you?
company and the product. So which product you choose? So there are different range of products. So that product have different caps.
So
Like for example,
automatically, it's automatically set, right? It's not
it
a.
is defined by the company. That's correct.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, because I had done I had got a presentation from some other company, uh, a well-known company, and they said I have to tell them that when do I want to cap the highs. I was like, how do I know? I might do it. I might have if I do it now,
Right.
thinking that the market is or the lows right now. That okay, lows I can control because the market is falling, but if the market was going up, if I had done it in the middle of last year, after that the market kept on going up, I would have lost a lot of money.
Correct. Correct. You're right. And this strategy is for the people who don't want to act, who are not like market. 90% of the people, they are not stock market experts.
Okay.
So this is for them. You just sleep. They will manage everything. If index goes up, you will get 13%, up to 13%. If index goes down, you are safe. None of the year you will get yearly statement. You
So
will
the
never lose even single dollar in your statement.
so the maximum and maximum return is 13%, and minimum is 0%. And is it connected to the stock index? I can. Is there a leveler I
Yes,
can see on what basis I'm getting that
that's
return?
right. This is based on the public indexes like S&P index, Merrill Lynch index, or
Okay.
Janus index, right? So it is a public
Okay.
information. And
Okay.
secondly, like I said, there are so many products. So we have also products where the cap is defined in terms of 80% of the index performance. Like you don't need to cap it 30%. They will say if whatever index performs, we will give you 80%.
Okay.
And if it, but index, if it is negative, we will give you 0% floor.
Okay.
Okay, so we have those strategies also.
Okay. Yeah, I need to know more about that product.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so this
Thank
is
you.
Harsh,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, Hershey.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we will give you
Talk
all
about
that
the same.
information.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thanks.
So any other question, Srinivas or Sriram or Tarun? Anybody who has joined for the first time? If you
Not
have
from
any,
me.
Thank
okay. That's good. So what I mean is that we have got very good strategies, um, and we basically design this solution. We will show you that some of our products, the returns are really good. It is like 20% annual ROI or 37% annual ROI with zero risk. So we have all these numbers to show you, and then we will also we what we do is we invite you to become part of our group so that we can share all this knowledge with you. We have like webinars, we have PDF files, we have videos, books, bankingtruth.com. There are a lot of, we will point you to the right places, and we will design solution in all of these areas. So it is up to you. You can just join the group, take advantage, and when we design solution for you, you can save. You can also get part of your own um, like commissions, and not only that, you will have a peace of mind because we will first give you the knowledge and then we will offer you the product, right? So we will tell you all the details about retirement planning, how the insurance strategy should be designed, you know how the college education planning should be designed. So all these strategies we will do with the help of all the top rated companies, And not only that, once you join our group, we will help you to do a free financial need analysis report. So we will sit with you and we will give you a 30-page long report generated by the software, which will tell you how much you need to save every month for retirement, how much you need. So you input like, I want to retire at 65 and I want to plan $90,000 every year for rest of my life. You will give the inputs, and based on those inputs, the software will give you a report, very detailed one, with summarizing that what should be your insurance strategy, what should be your retirement strategy, what should be your kids' education planning strategy, etc. So, and joining our group is very simple. You just contact the person who has invited you, and we will guide you. It is this company which is helping us in this, all the backend software. We will guide you how to sign up with that and become part of the group. Okay. And because I don't want to bombard you with a lot of information in the first meeting, so person who has invited you, just contact them for a follow-up meeting so that we can design the solution specific to your requirement using our softwares. Any questions so far?
So Anil, this is Sriram.
Yeah.
So how do you charge for your services?
So that is the good part actually. So we don't charge the clients, we get paid by all these companies. And not only that, what we are inviting you that become part of our group, instead of getting charged, you will actually get paid for the services that you will design for yourself. And we will help you to design. The senior partners will help you to design the solutions. And we all get paid by these companies. We don't charge the clients.
Thank you. So is there anything like a minimum we have to do it, or what are the next steps? You said we had to contact whoever invited us.
Yeah.
But what after that?
So there is no minimum to answer your question, and you are not even obligated. So many people join our group just to learn about this knowledge, because even in MBA finance, they don't teach all these things because they only teach about corporate finance. They don't teach the personal finance, right? So we have a company that help us to connect and to provide, they provide us the backend software. They are the one who help us to get into contract with all these companies. So we will send you this link, and then you just click on join, and then it is only $199 one time, and there is no other additional monthly or yearly fee. Just by $199, you will join our club, and going forward, whatever product you will design, like for your own self, or whatever product you will buy for your friends or anyone, you will get part of the commissions as well. Okay, so we have a whole business model. So some people just join to understand, to gain the financial knowledge. But once you have good financial knowledge, this can be actually, it will add a very good second income for to your current income without impacting whatever you are doing now. So this can generate a very lucrative second income as well. It has a very good potential.
Thank you. So how many you already have on the board? I mean, you said we can join your group, right?
Yeah. So in our group, we have about like in our small group, like in this Texas-based group, so we have about 150 people. But in the bigger group, like there are a few thousands people. So we all work together and design these strategies together. So we run webinars, we do like video conferences, etc. And we invite like the top financial planners for education. So you will get very good knowledge by joining the group.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for the information.
Sure, you're welcome. Any other questions so far? So our time is up. We usually plan for 45 minutes. So like I said,
Anil,
yeah.
Just quickly, I wanted to ask you, I think probably the other person who asked the question is about 199. It doesn't go to anyone who is referring you. Can you clarify that too?
That's correct. That's correct. So this $199 is not coming to any one of us in the group. It is actually taken by this company, which will give you access to they will create your own website, and they will create like all the backend infrastructure for you to log in and to get access to all the softwares, etc. Right? So it is that fees is only, plus you will get a package in your home with the basic pamphlets and basic knowledge from these companies, right? So for all that material and for infrastructure setup, they charge this $199 one time only. Yeah. And it is clearly mentioned one time, and after that, there is no other obligation. Okay. If there are no more questions, then we will end up our session today. And please contact me or contact the person who has invited you, and we will be more than happy to set up one-on-one with you and give you more information about all these products. Right? We can run a specific scenarios for you. Thank you very much, and have a good night.
Thank you, Anil.
Okay, you're welcome.